Who is Danny Kim from Greenzone Life in the Blocks? When being born a mutant is a crime, 5 years on the force is your only path to citizenship. And Green Zone follows a group of new recruits as they try and make their way through a corrupt law enforcement system to earn their citizenship and get their green cards and make a better life for themselves. Now, Danny Kim, he's one of the training officers. He's been on the force for a while. He's a genome, but he's not a big scary looking genome like Virgil. He's what they call a lawn gnome. He looks pretty, he looks human. The kind of gnome humans like to keep around for decorations. Oh, yeah, some of my best friends are gnomes. I like to have them scattered around so you can see that I'm good to the gnomes. Do they come in the house? Oh, no, no, no. Danny Kim doesn't look like a big scary gnome, but he still has to have the green stripe on his uniform to mark him because the humans can't have gnomes sneaking around and we don't know. We need to know who's who. So he has to wear a green stripe on his uniform just like all the other gnomes. He's grown up a privileged life. His dad is Sergeant Kim. He's the leader of the G unit in this department. He's one of those guys that really believes if he works hard enough, he'll break the genetic ceiling and he'll get promoted just like all the other human officers have. And Danny has grown up with this hard-nosed dad over his shoulder, barking orders all the time, and it's made Danny he's kind of broken away from it and become this fun-loving, joking, talkster kind of guy. He's always like, "Hey, how you doing?" There's the guy. "Oh, let me tell you, I got a story for you." He's a real outgoing dude. He's a bit of a ladies' man, even though he's a little awkward looking, and I love him. He's such a complex character because growing up under this unyielding weight of his father as a commanding officer who takes no guff, hard nosed, everything has to be by the book. It's made Danny go out on a limb. He does some of the dumbest stuff. He's always getting in trouble. He's always causing hijinks and stuff because he knows ultimately, even though his dad's a hard nose, it's his dad. He's not going to fire him. He knows he can't get kicked out of this. He's lived a privileged life. He's grown up with a special kind of privilege in the genome community that most of them never end up with. And he doesn't take things quite as seriously. And unfortunately, he doesn't even realize that his life has been so easy compared to other genomes. Danny looks at people that he's training like Virgil Green from Greenzone, big giant 8-foot lizard monster. He looks at him and he's like, "Oh, I know what your life's like. I got you, blood. We're both genomes." He doesn't even know that he doesn't know how different their lives have been. Danny grew up privileged. He grew up in a small house outside of the Green Zone. His dad has citizenship already. And Virgil has grown up scrounging for everything he's had. He hasn't had a mother, a father. He's had nobody to look out for him. He hasn't had a scrap of clothing he hasn't pulled out of a dumpster or a piece of food he hasn't pulled off of the ground. Danny doesn't know the difference between their lives. He's completely oblivious to it. And we're going to find out what happens. Is Danny a good guy? Is he a bad guy? We're going to find out in issues 1 through 4 of Green Zone. They're live now on Crankstomper. If you want to find out if Danny Kim survives the explosion at the police department, you need to check it out now. It's live for a couple more days. I'll see you there. Go, Mr. Fish.